Good evening. It's time for Wednesday's tool review, and tonight we're doing the Mastercraft Maximum 400-piece set. Now I'm getting to this pretty late in the night because today my wife of almost 5 years, mother of my only child, had to have her gallbladder out, and that's taken up quite a bit of the day. So I dug up this picture online because I've already had the set for about 3 years now, and I wanted to do a review on it now because, as some of you may or may not know, Stanley makes the Mastercraft hand tools, which are the store brand tools at Canadian Tire. And why this is important? Well, Stanley just bought Craftsman. So if you want to see what quality Stanley puts into tools that they put somebody else's name on, this might be something you want to view if you live down in the US. Or if you live here in Canada and are just considering buying Mastercraft Maximum products. Okay, everybody, so these are the sockets that are included in the set. Now, I know the picture that I had up before with my little narration showed them on gray plastic inserts that you can slide right into the drawers of your toolbox, which take up the entire drawer of your toolbox. There's 5 of them to cover all of this stuff. You get rid of those trays, put them on some rails, fits in one drawer. Now let's see what we got here, right? We've got 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. We've got metric and standard, shallow and deep, 12 point and 6 point, Allens, Torx, Robertsons, because we live in Canada, and Phillips. So these are the Mastercraft Maximums, and for those of you that don't know, Mastercraft hand tools are all made by Stanley. And part of the reason I thought this video would be pertinent is because Stanley recently just bought Craftsman. So for everyone down in the US wondering what Craftsman might be like now that they're going to be made by Stanley, this is a fine example of what a Stanley product is like when they're stamping somebody else's name on it. These are sold here in Canada at the Canadian Tire, exclusively there. And it's like their house brand. So because this is the Mastercraft, if this breaks and I bring it into the store, they just pick one off the shelf and give it to me. If it were the Stanley, I would have to mail it in. Now, just because you get the shallow and the deep doesn't mean you get everything both ways. For example, the 1/4 inch universal here has 10 metric shallows, but only 9 deep. And it's like that all the way throughout the set. But these are all the sockets included in the set, and I haven't had a situation where I haven't had what I needed yet. Then again, I'm just an average guy doing DIYs and weekend warrior stuff. But this is basically what you get. You get 10 universals, you get 10 shallow metrics, 9 deeps. You get SAEs, you get 10 shallows, you get 7 deeps. You got your 6 points, you're going to get 11 SAEs and 9 deeps. You're going to get 13 metrics and 10 deep. And it works its way like that throughout the entire set. The only thing you don't get is you only get shallow 1/2 inch. There's no deep 12 point 1/2 inch. Now on this side of the table, I have the rest of the stuff included with the 400-piece set because obviously those sockets didn't make for 400 pieces. You also get 3 different size spark plug wrenches, and you can put a ratchet on the end or you can put a wrench around them. They give you 3 different ratchets. And if you're familiar with a Stanley made ratchet, these are the pair designs. They got the lever here, and they have the button that moves the ball bearing to let the sockets go in and out to secure them. They're 72 teeth, 3/4 one, or 3/8 I mean. This one I took apart just to see what was inside. I never took a ratchet apart, so I added some white lithium grease, and it is a lot quieter than the 1/2 inch. It was just as loud as the 1/2 inch when it was out of the box. What you also get in the set are standard and metric wrenches. Now I put these on these carabiners because I don't leave these in my toolbox. These go in my handbag. So, like my hand toolbox, not like a lady's handbag. So they go in there, and I keep them on these carabiners to keep them organized in the little hand toolbox. The set also includes a set of universals, 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch. Set of adapters, so you can go 1/2 inch to 3/8, 3/8 to 1/4 inch, and 1/4 inch back up to 3/8. Comes with one extension in each drive size. Comes with a little wrench, or not wrench, but a little screwdriver type. So you can put your 1/4 inch sockets on here, or you can also put a hex adapter on it. And with the hex adapter, you can use these. So there's about 10 on each tray. So there's about 40 of these. So this is how they kind of inflate their numbers to say it's a 400 piece set, because 400 pieces are 40 of these. And then there's also 1/4 inch screwdriver bits. I put them on the magnetic rail so I could put them on the side of the drawer in my box. I thought it was like 10 bucks. I thought I'd give it a try. I've never taken it out of the box. I've never actually used any of these. Mainly because I can't see them. And a set of Allens, metric and standard. And nut driver, metric and standard. And if you ask me, I think this is a little bit silly because, so what am I going to do? I'm going to take this, I'm going to pop this on the end, then I'm going to grab one of these. Why did I not just grab the socket? Now, if you've got a ratcheting screwdriver, yeah, you can pop these into it. That makes sense. But this set didn't come with a ratcheting screwdriver. Oh, and what I did for this was I just cut out the plastic tray. So this is the type of thickness of the plastic trays. I just cut it out so I'd have these organized in my toolbox. So overall, my general impressions of the set, I've never broken anything. I've always been able to find all the sizes I need. 90% of them I'm never going to use, but to buy the individual pieces would have cost just as much as the set, because the set is $700 when it's full price, but because it's the store brand, it goes on sale up to 70% off. I got it for $180. Now, where I'm going to say that this beats the Craftsman set, because I've seen similar reviews where people take the Craftsman set out of the box and everything's loose in baggies. There's like 400 pieces scattered in baggies, and they start ripping the baggies open, and they've got a master list of what should be in the box, and they start going through it all, and then they don't have 10-15% of what it is because they have duplicates, and then they have to call Craftsman or Sears to get the proper parts exchanged. The nice thing about this set is it all came on plastic trays, ready to go into a toolbox if that's what you want to use. I threw them all out and opted for rails. So overall, for 180 bucks, you can't go wrong. Now, this is the Mastercraft Maximum line, which you would compare to a Craftsman Professional. And now that Stanley, who makes this for Sears, or for Canadian Tire, I mean, is going to be making all of your Craftsman tools, I would expect the Craftsman line now to very much mimic the quality of these Mastercrafts. There's nothing wrong with them for their price, but I'm just a guy at home, like I've said a few times, doing repairs around the house, doing oil changes on my car, changing ball joints, just simple stuff. Tie rod ends. I've never taken a motor apart, but actually I will tell you, my father-in-law makes his own custom cars at home. It's his hobby, and this is all he has. He hasn't really broken too many tools either. So, I mean, hand feel, the ratchets are good. I like the wrenches. And if you click over my shoulder, you can actually see a detailed review where I go over all my ratchets and wrenches that are in my toolbox. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below.